Assassin and I'm here today to do Tower of God chapter 271 review. Now this chapter is a very fast read because it's mainly fighting between Yury Zahar and the conductor. So not a lot of story progression, but the fight is awesome. I'm just going to get a little bit into the fight, tell you guys what happened, and tell you guys what my expectations are for the next chapter. So to break the fight into three key points, the first key point is that this Dementor is actually an ancient observer, and ancient observers before the 10 families ever came into the tower, the observer were used as scouts. However, because they had no protection as scouts, they needed to have protection of their own, to have their own power. So even though this is an ancient observer, the Dementor, it has a lot of power. Now the interesting part here is not the part about the Dementor itself, it's the part about the ancient war. Apparently there was an ancient war in the tower, and these Dementors were being used as scouts. So you can realize the true scope of the war if something as powerful as this Dementor was used just as a scout. So the parts who were fighting were very powerful, humongous. We don't know anything about this ancient war. This is a new concept that has been introduced into the story. So will the author follow this concept and tell us more about the ancient war? We might learn something about it when we get closer to Zahar and the 10 families, but I don't think he will push that far into this issue. So yeah, I would love to hear more about this ancient war, but I don't think we're going to get that much about it. Maybe just little snippets here and there. Now the second key point is that this guy from Fog, the conductor, doesn't know how to use the Dementor that well. He doesn't have any fighting plan with the Dementor itself. So Yury Zahar, even though she is not the brightest one in the bunch, she still can figure out that the Dementor has a secret trick to it, and that trick is his poison. So she figures out that he's not attacking with the middle claw, and she doesn't know why exactly that is, but she knows that something's up, and she knows that she needs to dodge it. And she dodges the claw in time, and then the poison is revealed. So the conductor loses his trump card. After that it is a pretty easy win for her, because even though according to Evan she cannot use Shinshu from outside, she uses Shinshu to inject the Dementor with it and explode him from the inside. So she explodes his claws. Eventually she forces the conductor to use all the Dementor's energy within one blast, so a finishing move if you want. That fails because even though the Dementor puts all of his energy in one blast to kill her, she uses an attack called the Red Velvet Sword. And this Red Velvet Sword is derived from the Ha family special skill, the Shinshu Hodoken, whatever you wanna call it. So the Ha family, she uses an attack that is particular to the Ha family. She finishes the Dementor off with this. She quickly goes on the offensive against the conductor, but he manages to dodge her punch, so he's pretty fast. However, she doesn't discourage and she keeps attacking, and she manages at one point to catch him off guard and use a fully powered Shinshu punch on him, and she calls it a nuclear punch, and he flies off into the sky. And at this point I think he's pretty much done for, because that punch packed a lot of heat into it. Now, is he dead? I don't think so. I don't think he's dead, and I think he's going to try to derail the train now that he has been defeated. So that's the third key point, that the conductor is actually defeated right now, not dead. He's not confirmed dead. So if she doesn't kill him fast, he might try to do something. Now, my opinion about this chapter is the following. Bam! You could say that it was convenient for Yury Zahar to show up and defeat the conductor, but in truth, it is not that convenient. because Bam didn't even meet the conductor and he had no idea about the conductor's plans. However, if Yuri Zahad would have never shown, then there would have been two possibilities. Either Hawakin wins the game and Hawakin becomes the Slayer and Bam dies with everyone else, or Bam actually defeats Joaquin, in which case he becomes the Slayer even though he doesn't want that, and more power will be bestowed upon him. Now I say more power because the final clone of Joaquin, that girl right there, still hasn't decided who to choose between Joaquin and Bam, and I think she is leaning towards Bam. So if Bam won the tournament, then the girl would have granted him even more power. So Yuri Zahard defeating the conductor, it's just a sideshow. The conductor was not favoring either one of them. I mean, he was favoring Hawakin a little, but not into such an extent that Bam would lose the game entirely. So Bam had a harder game in front of him than Joaquin because of what the conductor did and how he made the final round. However, there would still be chances for Bam to win. And if he did, even though it was harder for him to win, then it would have been an increase in his experience and in his power, and that's exactly what Fog wanted. So it's not that convenient. I mean, it is convenient that Yuri Zahad actually defeated the conductor, but not to the extent that she actually helped Bam, because she didn't help Bam at all, because the final round is still disputed. So yeah, that's my thing, and I think Bam will win the final round, and you won't even know about Yuri Zahad defeating the conductor. Perhaps she will meet with him afterwards, but she is not going to tell him what happened with the conductor, and Bam will even grow more powerful. So that's that. That's the chapter. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a nice day.
Any rational society would either kill me or put me to some use.